Hello, everyone. How's it going? And how's it going, Shawn? How have you been?
Hey guys, hey everyone, welcome to this podcast does not have a name, episode 12 for December 15th, 2021. I've been pretty good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Been busy at work and tired and
Hmm.
not in the mood to really stream or do anything. So I wanted to go back to bed. That's what it's been like for me this week. Uh, but you know how that is sometimes.
Yeah. So what anything else? I saw you streaming this morning. So that's you played Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I guess, I did stream, I guess, once this week. I played a bit of Cyberpunk. Uninstalled and reinstalled the whole thing to make sure that all the patches and that came out were installed properly. I deleted all my old saves because I don't know with what changes what would have affected where my game progress was, so decided I'd start over from scratch. So
Hmm.
they have done a bunch of performance stuff with the game for the better, at least for my machine. So when the game launched originally, no, excuse me, sorry. When the game launched originally, I could have like I had all the settings turned up on high except for the RTX stuff. My machine can't handle that with Cyberpunk. So I turned that off, but I had everything else on high with a couple settings turned down a little bit lower, and I was getting 45 frames per second, dropping to 12 in certain areas, like really bad frame jumps. Like I think it would bounce between maybe 45 and 25 frames per second. It was really bad.
They
um,
still have issues with that? Is that like a computer thing or like a game thing?
uh, it, I would assume that it has to do with maybe some bad optimization here and there. Uh, you know, Video card issues, or like just trying to get patches out to fix certain things.
So it's
And
a game still.
yeah, I
Sounds
would
like.
assume that a lot of it is game because it is a big open world RPG. There's lots of stuff that can be thrown around in the environment. Not as much as like Skyrim, but there is still like destructible terrain-ish things or things that fly around when you shoot uh, objects. Lots of pickable up items, so things like that. So it does hurt. It does hit your system pretty hard, or it can.
Mm.
Now, I with the RTX still turned off, I can have all the settings turned up to its high setting, and I'm sitting at an averaging between 60 and 55 frames, with
Not
drops
bad.
maybe down to 30, but those frames I haven't noticed been that bad down that low for me. Usually it might drop to 40 on some parts. I have noticed some freezing here and there, like when I load into a certain area and the everything loads in at once, so your machine slows down a lot. But I've only experienced that a couple times last night, so it wasn't anything as bad as it was on launch. Because I remember on launch, I was telling you one of the last times I played the game, I was walking down one of the streets with a lot of vending machines. And multiple times a second, as I was walking down the street, the textures would flicker in and out of existence or would change what environment those machines belong to, the textures. So it'd go from like low town to high town to the dune or to the slums to, you know, crisp and clean downtown, kind of environment. It's just constantly flickering and it was really awful. Obviously, the game's not finished. There's still definitely some bugs. You saw at least one of them.
Yeah, I was about to say I was just looking for a moment to jump in. Like when I came on your stream this morning before when I was getting ready for work, you got into a fight or something. You won the fight, and then there's like a bonfire or something, and like it's like floating, like the actual fire itself is floating in the air. You're like, huh? I don't think that's how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, I think during the fight, the fucking a
Like,
barrel fire fell over, and the fire didn't recognize it was extinguished and just floated in the air.
yeah, I mean, I can see why Cyberpunk is so cheap nowadays. Like during Black Friday, people said they were picking up for like $10 at the source, Chris. But like everywhere else, I'm seeing like $30. You can pick it up, right? So, And I don't think they'll ever charge for the DLC for that game. So basically, if you pick up that game, you're good. If you ever want to play at some point down the
Yeah,
line.
I ended up
I
picking it up on launch, so I was like, oh.
Yeah, and as people like to say, don't pre-order games, and this is why. Prime example.
Yeah, I mean, at least, if you buy it now, it's going to be cheaper as opposed to if you were to, pick up Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is apparently full price on Epic.
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
I'll wait. I'll wait. I waited this long. I'll wait. Anyways, we'll
yeah, I
get
was
to
gonna
that
say,
later.
didn't they do the same thing for like Kingdom Hearts when they released the Kingdom Hearts collections and they were like, hey, these games you get on $20 on PlayStation, you pay us $80 on Epic. I'm like, no, no, even though it's the first time it's on PC, no, thank you. I'll just,
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
but yeah,
Uh,
I had
so
another
what else?
bug where like some of the oh, was it Max Tech? I think it is. Their kind of vehicles were floating like a good foot off the ground. Every one of them at this one psycho kind of mission, which I'm pretty sure I took care of, and the game I don't think knocked it off, saying it was complete. So I don't know what I did wrong. I managed to get in there and take him out stealthily. Because I don't know what I was supposed to do. I think I took the body to where it's supposed to go. I don't remember where it is. There's no checkpoint for it, so I don't know what happened.
Hmm.
I'll have to see if I can find out where that quest is, like try and look it up online or something, and find out exactly where it is or what happened. I kind of
So
remember it, but not really.
the game is still bugged in that way?
I don't know if it's a bug or what, because the psychopath ones, I think you're supposed to find them around, or you're supposed to get missions for them, but I didn't get a quest marker for where this one was, so I don't know if that was a mission, a different type of mission, or what. It seemed like it was this type of mission, but it might have been a different one. I don't know. I hope it's not a bug on that mission because that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
pretty
you're
sure.
you're kind
Oh,
you're
go
kind
on.
of brave to be playing that game right now. I plan on playing it, but it's gonna be like a couple years, like when it's all fixed.
I don't think. Yeah, but I don't want to wait that long. I want to play it now. I wanted to play it when it came out and it was bad.
It's like
So
Homer Simpson. I forget which object, like food or drink, he's talking about. It's like, oh, 5 seconds, but I want it now.
I want it now. Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, I think I did a little bit of Pokemon on stream. Nah, I mean, I did beat another gym, lost a couple more Pokemon, and that was
It's
about
an
it.
endless cycle of just losing Pokemon, unfortunately.
Yeah, unless if I talked about that last week, I don't remember when I lost those guys. It might have been actually last week. I don't remember. Anyway, that's about it. Just been real busy at work, really. Oh, and I actually started playing I guess Breath of the Wild.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Meh.
Meh. Okay.
I mean, 7 out of 10 game.
That's not a bad score.
No, it's not. I I like it, but I also don't like it. The game doesn't tell you how to cook food in the game, and you need to know how to do that right away.
Yeah, God, I just got my Switch and I bought the game. I haven't played it yet, but like I played it on my friend's Switch for like maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes when it came out. I'm like, this doesn't feel like your typical Zelda game. It feels more like Skyrim to me. So like I hope I'll be able to get over that hump
I
when I play the game myself.
Yeah, right now, like if you keep kind of going in the direction of like the story, it will feel like an open world Zelda game. Like they do kind of like push you toward the locations you
Well,
need to go to and such.
I was playing on my friend's save file. It wasn't a new save file, so like I was experiencing like being an enemy, picking up a weapon. When I tried cooking, I'm like,
Yeah,
this is really weird for a Zelda. Like it's fine for a game, but it's weird for a Zelda game specifically.
yeah. I don't. Like I said, for me, it's kind of like I like and don't like it, right? But it's definitely different. Definitely not my favorite. Like I would compare it to my favorite, which is like Wind Waker. I was gonna say, man, in Breath of the Wild, you spend forever just wandering from location to location with nothing to do, and then I'm like, you do that in Wind Waker as well, and I
Yeah,
really
I
like
was
that
gonna
one.
say.
So I can't compare it to that in that sense because it's the same thing, kind of. If anything, Wind Waker has less because it's just open seas for a lot of it.
Mhm.
So, they are both different. I was upset I had to look online how to find out how to cook food because the game doesn't tell you how to do it. There's no tutorial on how to do it. Everything else they give you tutorials on how to do, but not cooking food. And I was upset because you need to know how to do that to get to get all your abilities, like your special techniques there. At, at on the first location, what's it called, the plateau, and I was like, well, what the hell? Uh, yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna trudge through it. It still does feel like Zelda in some respect, but also just big open world traveling nothingness, right? So I think it will get you or it won't get you. Unfortunately, that's the way I guess a lot of open world games in general kind of do as well, or
Yeah.
I kind of like. So well, that's it for me from what I can remember. How about you?
Um, Quite a bit happened since the last podcast. I already got a raise at work. I had to fight for it a little bit, but I made my point, and like I got a small raise. So that's something. So that's
Hmm.
pretty cool. Work has been going great actually for the most part. And then for games, so let's see. Last week I was talking about ukulele and the Impossible Lair.
Mm.
I completed it. I got all the collectibles. I got all the levels complete 100%. And then the meta achievement for unlocking all the other achievements didn't unlock, and I found that that was a glitch. So I'm pretty upset about that because it leaves Game Pass tonight. So it's kind of like, well, I'm fucked. I can't get the last achievement for getting all the other achievements, even though I have all the other achievements. It's just not unlocking. I
Oh.
emailed I emailed the develop. Oh, no, sorry, I didn't email. I went to their website. And there's like a bug form.
Mm.
It's very short. You fill it out. And they emailed me back like within 24 hours. I was actually pretty impressed. And then it wasn't like an automated reply. It was actually they actually I could tell like they actually eat like they wrote specific things about my situation that I told them about. So I'm like, oh, okay. So they said they'll be fixing it soon. So again, it leaves Game Pass, so I'd have to buy the game to get the last achievement if I wanted it. So
Hmm.
yeah, what else have I
It
been
kind
playing?
of sucks for someone who likes to challenge themselves with achievements. So.
Yeah. Oh, on the weekend I streamed like 9 hours one day trying to get the last Golden Freddy challenge mode done in Sister Location. I didn't get it. And then like the next morning I just streamed for like an hour and I got it. I knew I was so close. And I should have ended the stream after like 3 or 4 hours. I was like I even said on the stream at the time, I'm like, I'm mentally fatigued, but I just kept
Mm.
pushing myself. I knew I was so close. I wasn't doing it out of stubborn persistence. I was doing it out of determination because I trust me. I've been playing out games all my life. I know myself very well. I knew I was close to doing it, and then all I needed was some sleep. I woke up within an hour the next morning on stream. So
Yeah, that
that was,
that
you know,
tends to be how it is.
that's yeah. So that was pretty good. That was amazing. I got that as a clip, so I'm pretty proud about that. That's actually a really difficult one because one of the animatronics, you can't prevent this or deactivate it. Oh, in terms of like once the night starts, there's five like mini arenas, which are like mini ballerinas, and they
Okay.
literally block most of your screen. So you have to work around them.
Oh.
So
Okay.
literally most of your screen is blocked out. Imagine just like a random assortment, like 60% of your screen just is black.
Yeah.
You have to play through that, and if that's not enough, like I'm playing on the console version because I want the achievements. The PC version, which I already also have, for Sister Location doesn't have achievements on Steam, but the console versions do, so that's why. But the console versions, um, you have a mouse and you have to use the controller to move your mouse, and it's a very. I don't want to go into too much detail here because it's really hard to explain it without showing you what I mean. But there's like you can make your mouse go really like this. You can set the sensitivity. You can send like the screen wrap if you want it. I had to
Mm.
like find just the right settings. So like normally my mouse is like really fast, but if I hold the modifier button, it goes very slow, which you
Yep.
want because one of the animatronics, Bonnet, she's a pink bunny, she goes across the screen really quickly from your right to your left, and if you don't bonk her nose, you have to like actually click her nose. Like the mouse has to be on her nose, not her body, her nose specifically. You have to bonk her nose, and if you don't, and she reaches the end of the hall of in front of you, the like not even the
Yeah.
hallway, like your office, she just automatically kills you like immediately.
Yeah, I think you're
So
mentioning that with the wonky hitboxes on the two
yeah,
sides just blocking you.
and you have to work through the puppets. So your mouse technically works, but you can't see your mouse because the mini arenas are blocking your mouse. So
Mm,
it's on like like something like Twit, like OBS, like different layers. Like
yeah,
it's you, then the puppet, then your mouse. It's like it's like the puppets, like the mini arenas are like they're like really small, but they're all like like this or like kind of like this, like just blocking your field of view. It's
yeah.
like so there's
That's
nothing you can do to prevent them or deactivate them once the night starts. You just have to deal with them. I did it, and it was an amazing feeling. Really good about that. The next FNAF game, the series comes out in a couple days. But I'm a couple of games behind. So the game I just beat was FNAF 5, aka Sister Location. He stopped numbering them after number 4. It goes FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they have names after that. But FNAF 5 is Sister Location, so we 100% that. I still have FNAF Pizzeria Simulator, which is number 6, and then there's like the non VR game. So like they had the VR game, then they made it like non VR, just like a normal
okay.
game.
Yeah.
So I need to play through that too at some point.
Hmm.
So
So you said there's
yeah,
a new one coming out soon?
yeah, like in a couple days. It's called, oh shit, I forget the name now.
I didn't know
I
he
have
was
it.
doing another one.
Yeah, yeah. It's everyone wants to know what's happening now because I don't want to say anything with the story, but yeah, it's the story's gone has a kind of a new angle. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
So everyone is, it's gonna be really fucking difficult for me to resist the temptation to know what happens before playing the game because like the whole reason I got into this franchise was from watching Matt Pat's videos on game theory.
Yeah, I
That
think you linked a bunch of them to me just because
yeah,
I kind of want to know the story. I didn't want to bother playing the games.
without his videos, I'd never be playing these games. So because of that, it's gonna be hard for me to resist because I this is like how I've known the story up until now. Is essentially watching his videos. So
Mm,
I don't usually I fucking hate spoilers, but this is like the one exception I might just like break that on because I want
yeah.
to know,
I mean,
you know?
at very least, like you're gonna be watching his videos at some point because there's definitely some obtuse-ish things when it comes to story, or things you will probably not pick up on while you're trying to survive the night. Right? It's always
Exactly.
good to get the view of someone who's just dove in on everything for that and done it in a good, definitely concise video. I could definitely see that. I love watching other people's lore videos on things like that. So whenever he
Yeah.
finishes that, I'm sure he'll drop me his video for it.
Same thing for the other game I'm playing on stream, which is Hollow Knight. Like the lore in that game is like Dark Souls. It's like
Mm,
some of the items have descriptions, some of the enemies you face in the hunter journal. Once
like
you defeat so many, the hunter in the game fills the entry journal with like some little tidbits of lore. And then there's some like random, I found like maybe like 10 or 20 of them like in the game, like some statues or some like plaques that you read. And like, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck the story's about. I'm gonna have to watch a lore dump on that game because I got the first ending on Hollow Knight and I still don't know what the fuck's going on for the most part. A little bit, but not too much.
yeah,
What
I had to
else
do
have I?
that for the Dark Souls games because
Yeah,
there's a lot in
yeah,
that. Like every
yeah,
item, kind of like Hollow Knight. I think every item has a description on it that kind of slowly builds up the lore and story of the games. So
yeah. Exactly. Like for Dark Souls 1, which is the only Dark Souls game I played, I eventually 100% it, but it took like 2 playthroughs at least. I think it
yeah,
was 2 or 3. I think it was 3. But I beat the game once. I looked at it like an online for a lore thing. I'm like, oh, and then like my second playthrough, I'm like, oh, this actually makes sense. Now I know what this item's description is actually talking about, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. I enjoy understanding it from my point of view, if that makes sense.
yeah. So
So
in the Dark Souls games, would you say the messages that people can leave?
yeah,
Have you seen have you seen the two? I think or oh, you haven't played the second one, have you?
no, I only ever played the first game, so
Damn.
don't
So I
spoil
think
anything for me.
yeah, okay. I was gonna. say something in terms of like some of the messages that are left, but if you haven't played the second one, then I can't. I'm not gonna say anything because you'll probably see it if you ever get there.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna. I was gonna ask which one's your favorite out of these two messages that you see in the Dark Souls games, but you need to play the second one to know.
Okay. Fair.
So
That's fair.
anyway,
And then I finished It Takes Two with Ryan, which is your roommate Chris, on the Xbox ecosystem. We played that off and on the last week, and it was fantastic. I can see why he won Game of the Year. Oh, and on Friday, I watched not all of it, but I watched most of the Game Awards. And I know, Chris, you don't enjoy it. You kind of
yeah,
consider it a wash. You don't really care
I
at
was
all.
actually gonna
I
bring that up later.
yeah. I watched it on Friday. I guess we'll say our thoughts later, but yeah, that's what I did on
Well,
Friday. Was
I don't
basically watch
really
that.
have thoughts about. It. I don't even know who won or who didn't win things.
Yeah, but
I'll
it won
just
multiple awards, including Game of the Year. So, and it was a really fucking good game. It's really good. What's really good about the game too is only one person needs to buy it if you're gonna buy it at all. Like we play it through Game Pass, so we didn't have to buy it at all. But let's say you don't have anything, you just buy
mm,
the game. Your friend does never they your friend never has to buy the game to play with you. They get like a friend's pass or something. Like they I think they can only play with someone who owns the game,
mm,
but it's still only one person has to buy the game once. So that's pretty fucking awesome
because
because it's a co-op only game.
they did that with the last game as well, right?
Yes, yes. They made a couple other games. The one before this was the prison one. What's it called? Shit.
No Way Out.
No Way Out. And then the one before that he made was, I'm sure you've heard of this one, Brothers: A Tales of Two Sons.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
played it, but I've heard of it.
That one was like a single player game, but you control each brother on each joystick. And then the No Way Out and It Takes Two is kind of similar in that the screen is like split in half,
Mm,
and each you can see each player at all times on your half the screen. It's basically you're like, this is your screen, this is my screen, kind of like N64 days,
yeah,
like, so basically that's pretty cool because you can see what your partner's up to at all times, and they can see what you're up to. So yeah, it's a lot easier to coordinate things and help each other out that way.
yeah, it is. It
So
doesn't. Oh, sorry. Go on.
yeah, I beat that with Ryan, and I started last night. I started playing the game again with someone else, with Mandy. So shout outs to Mandy if you're listening to this. She does listen to our podcast. So yeah, we
And
got through.
where is she located? Like on Twitch, if people want to
Oh
check her out.
yes, yes, on Twitch, Mandy Snow,
Okay.
Mandy with two eyes. I was playing with her, and it was pretty fun. So the good thing about the game is that each character is unique, and like each world has its own mechanic, and each character in the world has their own unique mechanic. So it's not quite a different game, but you're doing a different task. For example, the first level is like the tool shed. Eventually, one character has like the middle part of a hammer, like without the wooden part, like on their back, and they can like swing it around and like bonk things. And the other player has like kind of a sling on their back, like with three empty slots. And eventually, you find one nail, then two nails, and three nails. And it's kind of like a magical nail. You can like throw it, and it'll stick to something, and then you can like retrieve it. So basically, think of like there's going to be like a platform, and like maybe one person with the hammer presses like the button, like stands on the button, the platform goes up, but as soon as they come out, it goes down. So
Yeah.
they go here, and like there's like a little nail spots there, so like you throw your nail into the hole, which holds the ladder in place, and it's kind of like that. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the whole game from start to finish requires teamwork. Like you cannot beat this game by yourself, even
Yeah.
if you could play by yourself. It's
The
not possible.
like the whole point of the game is a divorcing couple is trying to work together to get through their issues with each other and try and save their marriage, if they
Yeah.
even bother, if they even want to, or if that. But that's kind of the premise. Sorry, that they're trying to, or being forced to
So
try to fix their marriage through working
yeah,
together.
so the premise of the game, it just happens before you even get to play the games. Like the opening cutscene is basically a couple are on the verge of divorce, and they tell their daughter in their house, and the daughter is like, crying, like, please. She buys a magic book, and basically she wishes for her parents to be friends again and not fight. Well, not really fight. They're not really fighting per se, but like not get divorced essentially. And then yeah, their consciousness are kind of spawned inside two dolls, and like you're tiny, and you have to work your way through like enormous levels. It's really cool. It's very unique. Again, I saw why it won Game of the Year, and we need more games like this. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I saw the premise before and stuff. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be good. And then more and more people start playing it and going, no, this is actually pretty fun. So I've
Yeah.
seen it just keep growing and growing with people playing it.
So I played it on the Xbox with Ryan and with Mandy. It's actually because we both have Game Pass Ultimate. We have EA Pass or whatever it's called. So I download the EA client on the PC, and because we have Game Pass, we just put in our credentials, and there we go. We're downloading It Takes Two for PC. So yeah, now we're playing on PC. My PC is a piece of shit compared to my Series X, though. It does not run the game as well. Even with reduced settings, I'm still losing some frames, so
Hmm.
it's a little disappointing, but it's still playable. So
Well,
yeah.
that's good. As long as you have fun.
Uh, what else? I didn't get a good chance to play my Switch. I played a little bit of Metroid, not really enough to talk about, but I
Hmm.
played a little bit of Metroid. Because of the Game Awards, Nintendo had a DLC sale, so I jumped on the Breath of the Wild DLC, the expansion pass. There's like two
No, I didn't know.
DLCs.
I didn't know that there was a bit of a
Yeah,
sale for that.
and then the other day, I think on Monday of this week after work, I just stopped in EB Games randomly because it's like the mall's right beside my where I live, and I saw Mario Odyssey was on sale for like $55, regular price 80. So I'm like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, I'll pick that up. I'm like, and I looked on the sale. I'm like, I swear Mario Odyssey has some DLC, but then I'm thinking maybe I'm confusing that with like Bowser's Wrath from Super Mario 3D Land or whatever it's called. I I haven't played a Mario game in forever. I lost track of the whole Wii thing for Galaxy 2, Galaxy 3. I lost track of Mario games
Uh,
at that point. So,
Odyssey's great. I think it's
but
my favorite 3D Mario game.
oh really?
Yeah.
Huh. Better than 64?
I've never beaten 64, but 64 has really bad controls. And I mean, granted, it's on the fucking 64, but I never owned that one. I've, played Galaxy, I played a bit of 64, I've played the one where you have the flood, uh, Sunshine,
Sunshine.
and I've played this one, and I think this is the best one. The fact that
I
you could get multiple stores in a level and it doesn't boot you out of the level every single time, like Mario 64 does, or Sunshine, like this is better just on that front. And I like the cap mechanic. I think it's better than the flood or whatever it's called, fluid or
I
uh,
think you're right, Flood.
yeah. Anyway, it's my favorite one.
And then what else? What else? I think there's like one other thing, but I forget. It's not. It was on the tip of my tongue before, but I'll remember it later. So yeah, that's the games
Yeah.
I've been playing. Oh, and I saw. I think I saw it said already. I saw Shang Chi on Disney
I
Plus.
think you meant either you mentioned that on last podcast or you mentioned that to me
Oh,
afterwards. But
right.
I
I
believe you
just
did
remembered.
mention it.
So they dropped the free Matrix
Oh,
demo
I did
from the Game
see that, but I
Awards,
haven't played it yet.
right? And I was so excited. They're like, it drops like because they had Keanu Reeves and Mary Ann Voss or Mary, fuck, I forget her name, Trinity.
Yeah,
They had both actors on the Game Awards. They're like, you can get the demo right now. I'm like, oh my god, I love Matrix. So I was downloading the demo. It's like I think 30 gigs for consoles. I think it's only for PS5 and Xbox Series X, I
I
believe,
think
last time I
so.
checked. So it's basically an Unreal demo, which is like the Unreal Engine 5.
Mm,
And yeah, I played through it once. It's basically it's a glorified demo of the engine. Basically, it's divided into three chunks, and you can't skip it the first time. The first chunk is like Keanu Reeves talking to you as a player. First is Neo, then as himself,
mm,
and then he's like, when we made the Matrix and the bullet time, we were, think talking about like, the blend, the lines blending between reality and fantasy, and so basically he's talking about like, how far we've come with our technology and how like he can like become a game character, and like the next thing that happens is like Neo and Trinity are like back in the Matrix, and they're in a car driving, and they're talking like, and they're fully animated. It's not the actors, it's
mm.
like them in the Unreal Engine, and it's like,
But it
wow, this
looks
is actually really fucking good. And but there's some really corny puns because like there's one point, like Neo and Trinity are like they're full matrixing with the sunglasses, right?
Mm.
So I'm gonna pretend I was Trinity. Like Neo asks the question, and then Trinity goes, "Oh, I don't know, Neo. It's pretty unreal." Like that.
Boo.
I'm like, oh god, no, no.
But
So it was
it
because like
is the Matrix, you know, that they would do something like that.
yeah, and then the next part is like you're some random Matrix girl you've never seen before, and you play as her, and you just like Neo goes flying off because he's OP, and Trinity's driving the car you're in, and she's like, "Get the gun, shoot the agent." So you're like shooting the agents off the road with a handgun, and then you switch to like an assault rifle for a helicopter, and then after that's just like free roam mode. It's like
Mm.
it's like the city's big, but there's nothing really to do. Like you can fly, like not your character, but like you can go to like camera mode and like go anywhere you want. But like when you're playing as a character, you can like run. You can't even jump. You can go into a car and drive. If you drive over people, they just like turn into like the green code and disappear.
Yeah.
So and you're nothing can stop you. There's not like police. It's just like a very basic, very basic demo. Again, it's more like not the game demo, just like
It's a tech
the
demo.
Unreal Engine demo. Yes,
It's to
exactly.
show off
So
to like Square Enix, you know, what they could do with the new
yeah,
Final Fantasy game.
it doesn't it doesn't get you ready watching the movie, but it's if you're a Matrix fan, even if you're a little Matrix fan, it's worth a download. It's like 20 minutes of your
I
time.
mean,
It's
it's
not
worth
that.
checking out YouTube videos just to see the type of tech that they built into the engine now.
Yeah, it's really impressive stuff because like once you're done, like right before the free roam mode, they like show off like you can't skip it, but like they show off press the button to go between night and day for like 10 seconds, like press the button between to go between like different shaders or like different resolutions to kind of like showcase like different color textures.
Mm.
It's pretty cool. Like, you know, I'm not a programmer, but like the stuff that they show off was okay, it's just the next level of the Unreal Engine. Not really a game, more so as you said, a tech demo. But as a Matrix fan, I excuse me, I don't regret wasting my time downloading it. It was worth it,
Well, that's
and
good.
that's all I've been up
Did
to.
you see the interview that they're doing around the time when that dropped with Keanu Reeves and the actress who played Trinity? I don't remember
Yes, yes.
her name. them
I'll let
ask
you say it.
them asking Keanu Reeves about whether or not he plays video games and his thoughts on the mod in Cyberpunk when it came out of them replacing one of the strippers or whatever it is, sex workers, with his skin. Yes, Johnny Silverhand, so people could have sex with him. And Keanu's reaction was like, "Yes!" He was so
Pretty much.
excited. And then he goes on talking about the he, he basically gives an okay to people to mod him into the game for that purpose. He goes, "Oh man, VR porn." He just dives in to talking about it and the future of it. And what's her name? Please Trinity. He's like, just sitting back and smiling. She's like, "You don't have my permission to put me in the game." No, no, I'm not okay with that.
you
And
know that should be flattery for anyone.
I mean, Keanu definitely thinks it is. He was super
It should be.
excited, and there's another segment in there of them talking to him about like NFTs, and Keanu Reeves just goes, "You can just right click and save them. Like anyone could have those images," and he starts laughing. He couldn't even finish the sentence. He starts laughing at the idea of NFTs, and the guy's
Yeah.
like, "But it's not the same thing." And Keanu's like, not listening to him. He's just too busy laughing about like the fact that you can just right click. I know it's technically not the same thing, but if you just want the image, you just right click and save. Anyway, it's I need to watch the rest of that little interview to see if there's any other nuggets of gold, but I might have seen already the 2 or 3 segments that were pulled from it. It's like 16 minutes long.
So Chris, watch on YouTube that Matrix demo. Let me know what you think for next
I
week.
have seen someone play through a bit of it. It looked
Okay.
really cool. Like the amount of I guess like how close to the actors they get to look in general, which isn't really surprising because Cyberpunk Keanu looks like Keanu, looks pretty good. So, but the amount of I guess destruction in the game and how things look and the lighting at nighttime and stuff like that. Like it all looks really, really good. If this is all stock stuff in Unreal 5, like if this isn't like a modified version of it, then that's really, really awesome. It looks good.
I think it's
Oh,
time to
jeez. Yeah.
jump into some news really quick. So
Yep. Yep.
I think I think the first thing we need to talk about, and I think it's the most relevant to both you and me, Chris, is even though we haven't started watching it together, I think that'll be next week for us is when
Mm.
we'll actually start. So they already canceled Cowboy Bebop on Netflix because the viewership numbers were strong the first week, but after that they dipped, and Netflix was like, they looked at the numbers, are like, okay, it dipped by this much already, and it cost this much. Okay, we're out, no more.
That is like it says that it dropped about 59% of its viewers or like hours watched, whatever their metric is based on, right? But is that really a lot? Like a lot of stuff drops by almost 60% after its first launch week because a lot of people jump in right when it's fresh. I don't know if that seems weird. Maybe TV metrics or viewership metrics on visual stuff like movies and TV is different. I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that popped in my mind is like, would it have made a difference if they like released like a weekly episode like Disney Plus does for all their series, or like
hmm.
as Netflix typically does like dumping the whole season at once hurt it in this case more than it helped it?
Yeah,
I don't know, but like if they dropped it one episode a week and the viewership was still strong, it may have survived. I don't
I
know. I don't know how it
I
works, but
think I think a lot of people would have checked out the first couple episodes and then said nope and wouldn't have touched the rest of the series. Whereas the fact that it is up in one shot, a lot of people said, "Well, it's all here. I'll just binge it." Right? Maybe they would have gotten less viewership throughout the rest of the series because of that, and you would just see big spikes on the first couple episodes, and then maybe a spike on the last couple, just so that people can see that how it ends, right? But we don't know how it ends. We haven't seen it. That
yeah.
is weird that they've already like just nope, just cancel it. It makes me worried that they didn't finish the series, because if there was supposed to be maybe a season two, right? Are we going to see the conclusion to that story?
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
according to this article on Kotaku about the series getting canceled. Apparently, the director, I believe it was, I could be wrong with that, but the director of the show was kind of like, it kind of made the show a little bit too, like, too, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I don't know, just like too
Apparently,
silly, and because like he felt the need to like explain everything when like the anime would just roll with it.
hmm. I
He
had
felt the need to like go into like kind of like not necessarily treat the audience like a dumbass, but like kind of like trying to almost distance itself from
yeah.
it
I
being an
mean,
anime in the first place. Does
that's
that
what
make
they
sense?
should kind of do. I did hear that apparently in some cases they would, since they're like almost hour-long episodes for some of them, that they would take one episode from the anime and do it, but drawing out 20 minutes to 40 to 60 minutes, you have to add in a lot of filler. And not necessarily filler, but like they would draw out certain sequences way longer than they should be. And maybe that also hurt it as well. I had heard from one person who's never watched the original Cowboy Bebop, Peach Saliva, who's Patrick Pavoyne's I guess fiance. I think I don't think they're married yet, but she's never seen the original anime. She watched the first episode with him of the live action, and said, "This is boring." And then they went. I think they went back and watched the anime, and I think she enjoyed that a lot more.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because like I feel like the anime, or sorry, the show, from the trailers, it seems like they're kind of catering to the people who already watched it, which is okay, but like that shouldn't be like your entire strategy, you know?
Yeah, I think maybe I've heard like people had issues with the pacing of it, like scenes being drawn out, or them, as you said, maybe over explaining or just beating in the same uh, beating the basic beating the dead horse in terms of explanation or trying to get their point across. Maybe that was a bit of the problem as well. I guess we'll have our own thoughts on it when we
Yeah.
start it in a few weeks here.
I always take this stuff with the grain of salt because I'm sure that might be the popular opinion, but it might not be my opinion. I think
Yeah.
the biggest, for me at least, the biggest textbook definition of that would have been Star Wars Episode 7, 8, 9. When Episode 7 came out, I swear everyone I talked to, everything I read said, "Oh, it's such a good movie." I'm like, okay, guys, this is just a rehash of Episode 4, like
Mm,
almost exactly. Like a hero, an orphan, and on a desert planet, eventually has to leave, gets captured by a big space planet, and blows it up, and fights, and has like their first glimpse of the dark side,
mm.
and discovers they're Jedi. It's like, am I missing anything? Or
Yeah,
like,
I think I
you know,
told, I think I told you when I came out of it. I'm like, yeah, it's good, and then I was like, they really need to like. I think I said it was a good way to like to introduce all these new characters, but they need to keep hammering in that these are new characters and make them their own characters. And in some sense they did, but they definitely honed in on trying to say it's Star Wars and look, it's all the old actors you like, and some of them will definitely not die in the next episode. Wink, wink. Yeah, too bit, just a big, big thumbs up and a big smile, going, yeah. I haven't watched episode 9 yet. I think I
don't
bought it, but I haven't
don't
watched it yet.
because they, oh god, yeah, you watch some YouTube
I've
videos.
heard a lot about
So
it.
by the way, what I'm about to say is absolutely spoiler free, 100%. It
Mm,
has to do with kind of like the directors of the show. So they were quoted and saying, "Oh yeah, we always planned for it to end this way," but they were caught with their pants down lying.
mm-hmm.
Anyway, watch some YouTube videos, do your own research, but basically you're going to come up with the conclusion once you do that. They were caught lying. They had no idea what they were doing.
Yep.
That's why episode 8 was partially retconned by episode 9
Yeah,
in the
that's
next
why the
movie.
Knights of Ren had nothing to do with the movies since their introduction in the first one. Because I think I could be wrong here. I had heard like the writer in the second or third movie was like, I don't like these characters, and they just kind of like sidelined them. Like they're the fucking Knights of Ren. They're Ren's. They're his bodyguards, and they don't do anything. They may as well
I
be combing the desert.
I think we're going way off topic now, talking about Star Wars.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you know,
you're
it's
not
kind.
wrong, Chris. You're not wrong though.
But it is kind of yeah. We're going off topic, but whatever. We do that a lot because that's just the way it is. But yeah, yeah.
This is
It's
now a Star Wars podcast.
not yet until more Star Wars stuff comes out. Oh, did you watch? You know, just a quick side. Did it start yet? Book of Boba Fett.
Did that come out on Disney
I don't
Plus?
know. That's what I'm asking because I don't have Disney
Oh,
Plus.
no. I'm pretty sure it didn't come out
Oh,
yet.
okay. Then never mind. I'm sure if it's
Okay.
out, you'll probably because you watched
Yes, Mandalorian 1
Mandalorian.
and
Thank
2.
you. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm sure then if that one comes out, you'll probably watch it at some point. Anyway,
definitely. Definitely. But I'm sure I'll hear in the news way before it comes out, like, hey, it's coming out next month. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Time
I
to
just heard it was
subscribe.
coming out. I just didn't know when.
But what
Uh,
Disney Plus likes to do is fucking one episode a week. So typically what I do is when I wait long enough, Discord or Xbox, one of the two gives me a free month on Disney Plus.
and
So usually I just wait it out
then you'll
until like
binge.
pretty much like Hawkeye, I think on Disney Plus is like episode like I don't know. I lost track. Like I'm guessing this is an absolute guess, like episode 5 or 6 now. So I don't like waiting, and a sub only lasts for 1 month. So I like to like wait until the series is done, watch everything, and then I'm good.
Mm,
I don't want to have to wait. Oh, I have to pay like it's a 12 episodes. That means you did sub for 3 months.
yeah,
Watch an episode a week. No, thank you.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I did that for WandaVision. I did that for Loki. I'm gonna do that for Hawkeye. Um, yeah.
Yeah, if they're gonna
So
keep tossing it to you and you have no reason to really want the sub like all the time, might as well take advantage of them tossing you the free months. And if they
yeah,
allow you to keep redeeming them, might as well.
they do.
So
Oh, speaking of which, really, really aside from here, before I
yeah,
forget, Chris,
as we keep
I've
going.
I have I'll check right now because I have my other screen right here. But I think I have 3 months or at least 45 days of anime service for you. Anyway,
For
yeah, I'm checking right now. I don't know. It's it. Crunchyroll Premium. Try for 75 days.
Crunchyroll Premium. Yeah, I think I have
70,
normal Crunchyroll.
75 days, dude. That's like 3.5 months.
Yeah, if you
No, sorry, two and a half, 2.5.
yeah,
Yeah,
might as
wait,
well
yeah, 2.5 months.
toss it to me and I'll see if I could use it. If you're not gonna, that is.
Nah.
I know you don't really the only time you watch is when we're watching together, at
Well,
least
no,
lately.
no, no. It's nothing against anime. It's just like I
Oh, I
it's
didn't
like
want it to sound like that you're against it. Obviously you're
no,
not.
no, no, no. I'm not. I used to watch lots of anime. Now it's more so I don't have much time to watch much, honestly.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Netflix and Disney Plus that takes priority in my book over Crunchyroll. So
Hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of anime that I haven't been catching
plus
up on.
plus to be fair, unlike the Disney Plus or Netflix or whatever, there's a lot of free stuff on the anime subs like Crunchyroll or whatever the other one is. I forgot. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like if I want to go and watch Naruto Shippuden, I can watch it all for free
Yeah,
on their
there's
website.
you could go check it out. I think the premium or the paid stuff on like Crunchyroll's usually, if you want to watch it within the first week or two or first couple days, right? Stuff like that. And
Yeah,
I don't
that's not
remember
worth
what I don't remember
it.
what else premium does. I'm paying for it because I like the service and I wanted to watch Dragon Ball as soon as it came out.
Of course, you
So
you are a Dragon Ball fanatic, so I don't blame you for that.
they
But
showed
for
off
someone like me,
they showed off like a for the new Dragon Ball superhero movie. I think like the title card or whatever, like a lot of the other characters. So they showed off Gohan and some guy, I don't know who it is, who's in a superhero outfit. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Anyway, they haven't showed a new trailer, but they're like, look, it's all these characters are gonna be in. I'm like, well, yeah, we kind of knew Piccolo and Gohan would be in the movie, probably. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, we get way off topic.
yes, I think
I think that
sucks
topic's done.
sucks that they got canceled. That's
It's
all.
we say that we haven't seen it yet. I mean, yes, it sucks that any project gets canceled. We'll have our real thoughts on the series later. I hope they at least ended it in a way where it's like, okay, that's a good end, like good enough for this for the series they presented. But we'll see.
Well, whenever season one of a show ends, they're like, "We want season two. Let's put a cliffhanger."
That's
you
what
know?
I hope. It wasn't a cliffhanger. I hope it ended with it going. There's more adventures in space that could be happening. Like I hope they didn't end with a cliffhanger of what happened between Spike and Vicious. Imagine getting halfway through the story and them doing it well and going, "Oh, I can't wait to see season two," and they finish this off and not knowing
Mm,
what happened with Julia and you know, like
yeah.
anyway.
So,
Next story
uh,
here. We should probably get into the one that continued off from last week that we didn't talk about. Probably a good reason because it's just been ongoing this whole week with
sure.
Activision Blizzard and the Call of Duty and one of the Call of Duty groups. Oh, sorry, give me 1 second here.
When you say groups, do you mean like the Raven software, like the?
Well, there's for Call of Duty, they're on like there's two or three groups I believe within Activision Blizzard that do the Call of Duty games, and each one's on a 2 or 3 year cycle. They kind of rotate each couple years or each year, right? Ravensoft, I think, did the last one. Was that the one that came out this year, or was that Vanguard that came out last year, or was Vanguard this year?
I don't follow Call of Duty, so I
Sorry,
have
I don't.
no
Yeah,
idea.
I don't remember. I believe they were the ones that did the one this year, but they were told that there's going to be promotions coming up, and you guys could probably get some pay raises. Oh, get ready, guys. The Call of Duty's coming out. It's gonna be great. We're gonna be doing some good stuff, and then they found out they're laying off a bunch of people, starting with their QA testers.
Yep.
which, if I've heard anything from Call of Duty, that this game is a little buggy. I don't think it's as buggy as we've seen in some other games. Cyberpunk,
That was subtle.
GTA that has come out, but games are gonna be buggy. But yeah, they're laying off apparently some of their testers, and along with other people, slowly over the next couple months, and uh, but they were promising them some nice bonuses and pay raises, and Ravensoft did not like this, as you would think. Yeah, it's fucking shitty for them to come out and say, hey, we're gonna help you guys out. And but apparently this is like, I think they're gonna be like folding Ravensoft more and more into Activision Blizzard, because I think a lot of these people who are getting the promotions, that I think actually some of them did get pay raises and promotions in a way, I think are being brought in more into Activision Blizzard. I could be wrong on that. I swear I read that. Workers retaining jobs will indeed be promoted from 17 to 18.50 an hour, alongside benefits and quarterly bonuses. So yeah, there are some people who are being brought in a little bit closer. Uh, yeah, shitty. Do you want to?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, would you like to continue here?
Well, apparently, I was just gonna add, like, this isn't new.
It's not.
They pulled this like multiple times in the past, saying,
Every year, near the
you
end of the
know,
year to the beginning of the first couple months of the year.
not all of them got fired. Some of them did actually get like permanent jobs and pay
Hmm.
increases. But, like, a lot of them did get laid off, and it had nothing to do with performance apparently, or at least that wasn't like the main determining factor
No,
from
they had just
what.
released Call of Duty. It's, even though it sold as less than I think previous years, considering what's happening at Activision Blizzard, no shit. But it wasn't because of the lacking sales of the game, as far as we know. Sorry, but they do lay off a lot of people every year, and I don't think this is the first round of layoffs. Just the QAs. They're going to be going into the tester, oh, not testers, crap, the other parts of that department soon, and more likely into other parts of Activision Blizzard as well. Because wasn't it last year or 2 years ago they laid off like 600 or 800 employees, and then Bobby Kotick gave himself a $45 million bonus
Yeah.
because they saved so much money on firing people. Anyway, anyway, um, the employees did not take this very well and basically walked out. A lot of employees in Ravensoft walked out on them, uh, going on like a pseudo strike against the company for this as well. And
It wasn't just
yes,
Ravenware software. It was like a bunch of other Activision Blizzard workers. Like, I think they said they're 10,000 people, and about 1,500 walked out.
yes, something like that.
And I think the people for shit, what were they called again? We just said the name of the company. Not
Raven,
company, but yeah, Raven. Apparently, there's a not GoFundMe. There's like a fundraiser. Shit, I forgot which site.
I
Let me
believe
check.
it was GoFundMe or something
Oh, it
similar
was
to
GoFundMe.
it.
Yeah, yeah, no, sorry, I was originally correct. It was GoFundMe. So they set up a GoFundMe to kind of support themselves financially, because I think they're like on day 5 when this article was published, which was on the 9th. So that
Yeah.
was like almost a week ago. So yeah, who knows how many days they've been on strike now? But apparently, yeah, they're just like walking off of work because they found out, okay, well, some of our colleagues are disposable. They can get rid of them in any moment. So that's not really great, because that can
Hmm.
happen to you. And the only power, this is them talking, by the way, not me. And the only power that they feel like they have is banding together, right?
Yeah.
Because as long as they don't turn a blind eye, because like it could be any one of them at some point. That 800 people you're talking about, there's a lot of senior people who got laid off in that 800 people lay off like a year or two ago. There was a lot of
Hmm.
people who like you wouldn't have suspected. They're like blindsided. So yeah, it's just it's a it's gonna keep happening, right? And you can't fucking treat people like objects and garbage and throw them away. That's not fair. So
No, it's not.
apparently, this walkout was the kind of straw that broke the camel's back in terms of uh, this has been going on for a while behind the scenes, but they wanted to unionize, and this is like the last thing. This is like the trigger point. Like this is like, okay, no more, go
Yeah,
full, you know. So, but I'm kind of jumping the gun a little
yeah.
bit. If you
When oh, what was I going to say? The reason why they had to do the GoFundMe is that while they're doing this kind of strike, they're not getting paid, obviously, from the company to do this. So they're taking a hit while doing this and trying to stand up to try and get, well, I guess to show the company they're not going to take this crap anymore. Hopefully, they'll get their message across. It seems yes and no because um, it seems that Activision Blizzard has released an email and that's trying to coerce the employees not to unionize by saying, if you guys go to this union, you'll have to go to them for your to talk to them about, issues with the company, and it'll be all up to what you sign with them and what you can and can't do with the companies. Like, yes, you mean us being protected from you people. Yes, we know that. We know what a union does. But the whole I've read this thing, and it really speaks of them trying to desperately try to prevent people from unionizing and
yeah,
trying to do what their union busting firm that they had hired half a year ago was trying to do, was saying, but unions are actually bad. They're gonna take some money from you, and the only word you'll have is through the unions. Like, yeah, we have no word now. We have nothing as of right now when it comes to our protection. The union will protect us and give us better pay and benefits. And like, I'm unionized at my job. The union is what helps me to, not get abused at my company and helps me to get the pay that I have at my company. Otherwise, I would be doing this job for minimum wage. And I know they would be paying minimum wage because that's what they pay the part-time employees at my place because they're not part of the union because they're part-time. And but I know, like, anyway, I am 100% for Ravensoft and everyone at Activision Blizzard, hell, everyone in the games industry to unionize.
yeah, this is a pretty historical thing. Never in the history of game publishers, at least AAA publishers, has there been a unionized workforce.
Yeah, in
So
some places, some companies do say they have to unionize. I don't remember which. Sorry, I don't remember which place, but I do know that some. I think they were more indie or smaller devs have to, but based on what country they're in. But yeah, in terms of AAA, none of them have been unionized ever.
so yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, you don't think it's really that big of a deal, but like this will have ripple effects, I'm sure, in years
Hmm.
to come. Like right now, it doesn't mean anything, granted, but like again, it's kind of like a ripple can become a wave over time. So you know, we'll see. We'll see if this goes anywhere. It probably will.
I hope.
Hopefully for the better. And yeah, I agree. This guy Brian, he kind of sent this email in desperation. Everyone's calling him out on it. Everyone,
Hmm.
it's pretty abundantly clear. It's like he's explaining how a union works. Like when you sign this, binding legal document, you lose your right to represent yourself. Well, yeah, that's the whole point because you want to band together as one, not
Hmm.
just yourself.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
whole point.
this
It's like thanks for telling me how English works.
the the letter was awful because, yeah, obviously, he wants, if you want to take it at face value, it's him trying to explain to people, the what a union does for you, and, what kind of things you lose personally as opposed to group together is a union. But we've seen what has happened to them without a union. So, to me, a union could only do, hope, better. If anything, they'll have protection. They'll have
Yeah.
someone to talk to when this shit happens because HR isn't doing anything.
And see, I will love to give you my personal opinion on this because I have a psychology, well, I have a bachelor's in psychology, and I do have an HR degree as well. But
Hmm.
I'm in Canada, and I know for a fact unions work differently in the states. So
A
I'm
lot
going
of
to refrain.
people
I'm going to
are,
refrain from saying anything because I know probably a lot of the stuff I would say is correct here, but not necessarily correct there. So again, I would love to say
yeah,
that, but I'm not going to, in case I'm wrong, and I don't want to give out misinformation. So
yeah. But I do know that in the States, because of what happened with unions and that back in the day, lots of people have bad opinions of unions, and I'm sure there are tons of corrupt unions out there. But unions, for the most part, are supposed to be there for the people and help them fight for their rights and the things they need and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that they either unionize or they actually start to get treated better. I know, like in this letter, they're like, "Oh well, we've been putting in steps to do this and that, but those steps are taking forever to do, and the changes that have been made have also been made with people walking out who were supposed to be instigating these changes, and the people in charge who were causing these issues in the first place still hold positions of power in the company."
and they're promising to change things, and like look how much has happened in the last year to Blizzard, and they still aren't changing things. So what? Oh, so they're just randomly going to
Yeah,
decide to be nice now and decide to change now?
yeah.
No, you're only changing because you
There's
want to
no
convince
faith,
people.
no faith left in the company in terms of like a lot of these people. So that's why it had to be pushed to this. It had to be really actually, yeah, that's why it had to be pushed this far because they
I
just weren't listening. Apparently, things aren't so great at Bungie either. I read briefly. I didn't read too deep in it, but there hasn't been a lawsuit or anything like that. But apparently, there's been stories in the last couple of days, apparently, of Bungie being a little crappy as well. Not nearly as bad as far as we know compared to ActiBliz, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. A lot of these big companies are like this, but I'm hoping unionization or something better comes out of this for the people and that it ripples through all the companies.
Yeah,
I didn't want to
agreed.
put the Blizzard Bungie thing up because it's a quick aside to everything that's going on. But if more news comes of it, I'm sure we will mention it because right now it's rumors of that there. Anyway.
Oh, and
Oh,
not too important. It's kind of like a two-sentence story,
mm,
but basically, Final Fantasy 14's launch, like a week after early access, it's still you still need to wait like hours to log in during prime time. So
yeah,
they
I'm
said
go
the
on.
director said we're going to give everyone free game time, and I've not played the new expansion yet because I have no interest in waiting. Like I can wait a month.
Mm,
I don't need
I
to play it now.
yeah, I'm not in the expansion. I beat the main story. I'm in the what do you call it? What would be like 7.1 or whatever this expansion is, blank point one. Like I'm oh sorry, give me
5.1, I
yep,
think.
sorry.
Yeah. So how the games work is like when expansion launches, you have like close to 200 quests to do, and they kind of tell the whole story of the game. You explore every area, every dungeon, and then after that they
Oh
have
my
five
chest.
major patches. Hope you're okay.
Oh yeah,
Patches.
I just had a bad cough. Sorry.
So the point one, point two, point three patch, the patches kind of tie up the story of that expansion, and the point four and point five kind of send to motion the next expansion.
Hmm.
That's kind of like the cycle they have. So Chris is saying that he beat the main story of the last expansion, the one that just came out
The
before this
Shadow
one, but
Bringers.
he hasn't done like the post patch quests
Yeah,
or
no.
whatever it's
Like
called.
I haven't hit the next raid or dungeon or whatever the next kind of group event is. I'm working my way toward there with was it trying to get my friends into to be able to get back to to their proper world. So we're experimenting with different things right now with that because the main character can jump between the different worlds now, but our the other I guess heroes can't because they are not the same as the hero of light. So and and yada yada. Anyway, I'm working my way through there. I did buy the expansion. I'm just and I play in the middle of the night. I've only experienced like maybe a 5 minute wait time trying to get in. So I'm not getting in during prime time. I
Yeah,
I saw queues of like hundreds and hundreds, and like the pet stares at like Patrick Beauvais going, well, this is my life now as I try to get into the game, as he posts screenshots of his queue times.
I'll be honest, Chris. Before we even started doing the podcast today, I've been in queue. I have no intention of playing. I have one day of game time left. I just want to log into my house so it doesn't get demolished.
Mm,
And
do you think
you
you'll
know,
get
like
in?
max. This is so I started the night even like way before we started the podcast. I was like 4,700 in queue, and let me check.
Wow.
I am
Seriously?
2,000. I am 2,600 right now.
What what world are you in, if you mind me asking?
Cactar
Cactuar. And
on
there's
the
like,
Aether data center.
wow, you're like, I've never seen queue times that big, at least personally for me, but I play at like 1 a.m. at my time, so
Right. So that's why, like, now that I'm working a full time job again, I don't have time to wait for this. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'll wait. I don't give a shit. I'll wait till next month. I don't need to play it right now. I
yeah.
can wait. I just need to avoid spoilers. That's the only thing. But anyways, next news story.
Next news story.
So there's a couple left as far as I know. I'm not sure if you have any more beyond that, Chris. But yeah, so something I wanted to bring up was the creator of my two favorite and first consoles that I've had. My first two and my favorite two, the NES and the SNES. He died about a week ago. Masayuki Uemura. He died unfortunately at the age of 78, and yeah, he was a legend. Not really much to say. It's like F's in chat pretty much. Um, so he retired from Nintendo, and when he passed, he was a university professor apparently. And yeah, amazing man. He had some really great ideas, and I think the world's a better place because of him.
Yeah, I mean, without Nintendo, who knows where if gaming would have even continued. That's the thing. Nintendo really did save that, and this man was partially to thank for that, for being the architect behind the behind the NES. So yeah, I had no idea who it was that actually like made it. I thought that the man had, to be honest, had passed away a while ago. I thought it would have been one of the older guys as part of Nintendo long ago, yeah, that had made this. But I guess he wasn't that old if he passed away at 78, because that was what, damn near 40 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, 78 is still like with our current, I don't know, you want to call it technology, but our
Lifespan,
I,
expected
yeah,
lifespans.
exactly. Like our science and our health systems, it's like 78 sounds pretty young. Like, well, in terms of like dying, it sounds pretty young.
Kinda, I would say that that's about. It still is a long time, but it is still like, yeah, that was a good run I that he had, right? It doesn't seem overly long. It doesn't seem overly short. It seems about right? Question mark.
Hmm.
But yeah, wow. I I will never accomplish anything that will be remembered as much from as a, compared to this gentleman here. Not by my friends or anyone else, right? Like, he helped to save gaming from the disaster of the Atari, or what the
Pretty
Atari
much.
had become.
I mean, the Super Nintendo has always been and it will always be my favorite console of all time. And yeah, so thank you for
Yeah,
creating that.
Super NES is my second favorite console. It's got my two of my favorite like top five games on it. Probably
Okay,
my
let me
top three
guess.
games.
Well, obviously I know Final Fantasy 6. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Okay, Chrono Trigger.
yeah.
And I don't know what the third game would be for you. I could guess, but I don't know like I did the first two.
It's a hint. It's done by the same guys as those
Okay.
two. It's Final Fantasy 4.
That was going to be my guess. That
Yeah,
was going to be my
because you were
guess.
like waiting. I'm
Well,
like,
I'm thinking, what Dragon Ball games came out for Super Nintendo? I was thinking Final Fantasy 4. I'm like, nah, Dragon.
no.
Oh, okay, it's back here. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
there weren't a lot of Dragon Ball games that came over here, if there were any. And back then on Super Nintendo, I didn't know what Dragon Ball was. It aired at like 4 a.m. when I was in high school, the original Dragon Ball show. So who the hell's gonna be awake to watch that? Because you know, to be real, like it didn't get popular till Dragon Ball Z when it hit Toonami, which was what in the 90s.
I think we in Canada got it before the US did. I'm pretty fucking sure about that. The Ocean dub was
Maybe
from Canada.
around, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like it didn't become popular really until DBC came out, and it then, you know, the I guess the PS2 wasn't out. That was in 2000. That would have been around the end of the Super NES life cycle to the N64 life cycle when that series started to get more popular, right? Stuff like that. So yeah, I had no idea what the hell Dragon Ball was. I don't think I ever played a Dragon Ball game on SNES originally. I probably played ROMs of them, but yeah, it would be Final Fantasy 4, 6, and Chrono Trigger.
Yep.
I got
Those are fun
into
games.
gaming because more hardcore gaming because of RPG gaming because of that. The other games that I had on NES and Super Nintendo were the Mario games and like some platformers like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers and a couple other games like they're mostly platformers that I would play on those games because that's all we had. That's what most of those old game consoles were, right?
And
So
people said these old games are more difficult, like hardcore difficulty. Well, yeah, because they were short because of memory limitations for the most part, and they wanted a bunch of replayability, so you have to get good. You couldn't just like pass the game. 3-day rental from Blockbuster back in the day, and that's that. You had to like play it, play it, play it,
they're
play it,
so
play it.
so
Right?
hard.
Hey, I passed the second level.
Did you
you
ever
know?
play the Incredible Crash Dummies, either on NES or Super NES?
No, but I watched the Angry Video Game
Oh,
Nerd
it's
episode about it.
yeah. That's good enough. The game's I beat that game. I suffered through play through the one I had. What a garbage game.
You beat the game. Good for you. Good for you,
It's
though.
because it's all I had.
Exactly. And
I
like,
I had to play it or go play Mario 3 for the 100th time.
hey, that was me.
I mean, Mario 3 is great, so.
It is.
But you know what I mean? Like, I could play it again, or I could play something I haven't beat yet. I
Mario
mean,
3 needed a save system. I'm sorry. If assuming you want to do a non-warp run, it's fucking
it takes a
long.
long time, yes. It does. Uh, yeah.
Well, that sucks that we lost someone like that, but I guess
Yeah,
it's time to move on.
we'll move on. Like, the gaming industry's left him behind.
So this next story is something we've already covered a few episodes ago.
Is
Remember
it.
how we were talking about how that company that said, "Hey, Sony, sue us," just for making
Come
the
on. Yeah,
faceplates
I did.
for PS5?
When D brand, I think they were called. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I dare you, come after us for making these plate face plates for your console. Come on, I dare you. And they
So
did.
apparently Sony, right before they sued them or tried to sue them, and I'm not sure what the outcome of that was.
Mm,
Uh, they waited that long only because they were trying to get the patents apparently for their own
for,
faceplates for the system they made,
it's
and then
weird they didn't
and
have
now
that immediately.
exactly, and now that they do, as of the start of the week, like this week, they announced that they had 5 colors for PS5 faceplates. So they had, I believe, pure black instead of the white. I think it's white originally, right,
Yeah,
Chris?
it's a black and
Yeah.
white. It looks like an ice cream
So
sandwich.
yeah, this one's like pure black, and then there's like a pink, like a kind of purplish blue,
I would
indigo
say
maybe,
purple.
indigo. There's a teal one, and then there's like a red and black one. So yeah, they have 5 different colors. I think they said initially there's only going to be the red and the black, like right now.
Mm,
But yeah, apparently they cost $55 American, and this is probably why
what?
Sony sued the. Yeah, this is probably why Sony sued the other guys because they wanted to get all the monies.
55 American
Yes,
for a piece of plastic to put over your console.
yes. that they needed the patent for it.
That's
Not
gonna be
in my
almost as much as bloody controllers here in Canada. It's gonna be like $60 to $70.
Yes, yes, only to switch colors.
That's a
It's a
fucking ripoff.
purely it's purely an aesthetic up it's not even an upgrade, it's just that it's you could paint it yourself,
That's
and it wouldn't even take that long, and
it's a
it'd be much
fucking
cheaper.
ripoff.
It
That's a
is.
holy fuck. They're
It
also
is.
bringing out controllers of the same color schemes, but that's a fucking ripoff. I look at this going, ooh, I like that pink and purple color. If I get the console, maybe I would. Not for the price of a goddamn controller. What that is fuck that what I'm fucking disappointed in that now.
You're s
Nope, this is fucking stupid. I'm fucking dumb. I hate this.
I mean, I don't know of any other system that's like, "Hey, we're gonna charge you, like, DLC money or, like, money for, like, DLC in real life just to change the color." Like, a lot of different games, like even Halo Infinite, you wanna change your color? Pay us $20, you
Pay us
know?
$25 to get the original Halo armor in Halo Infinite right
Yes.
now. It should be free because that's the legacy armor.
Except except now you're paying 55 American for a piece of plastic that you technically already have. It's just a different color.
Yeah,
That feels worse.
I'll
That
just
feels
pay.
worse.
I guess because skins and games are getting more expensive, but I still think $25 for that is outrageous. But yeah, this is
See,
fucking. This
the
is
way I see
just as
it
bad.
is like, okay, you're paying $20 for a color or whatever skin in Halo, but like you're not paying for Halo in the first place, right?
I
You already paid for your PlayStation
I
5, well,
know
not you. Like,
I forgot the online Halo was actually free. I forgot
yes.
about that.
So I can't fault them for that.
I
But
yeah, fine.
But I can fault Sony for charging 55 American
Like
for a color
yeah,
change
like
of plastic.
I don't know how much it actually costs for them to make the molds, but I can't see it being that much. Like actually, we could probably see about how much it would cost. Let's go to the deep brand site and see how much they were
Exactly.
selling this for.
I think I think D brand was more expensive. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I'm just
Hmm.
going from pure memory, but and this is like a half a year ago. So
We'll have to look that up actually after. I don't want to look it up right now. Because if I no, actually I could on my other
thing
browser,
is,
but
I think the D brand, to be fair, even though I kind of stand by what I said, is I think that they were more expensive. I also think they were higher quality, and they came with like it wasn't just like a, a recolor. It was like they put like design patterns into it and all that shit, you know. So
hmm,
it was like a higher quality product for a more expensive price, I believe. I could be wrong.
hmm, yeah. So you'd
Oh
hope the Sony stuff is at least higher quality. I mean, it's fucking Sony. It better be if you're buying it official. So,
yeah, so my game just crashed. I remember how I was saying I
oh,
was waiting the Final Fantasy for, so now I may have to restart the start of the queue.
rip Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, this has been a meme. It's like there's like you have to defeat the fucking expansion boss before you even get to play. Like if you don't babysit your game, like they kind of boot you out every so often because they're like, "Hey, are you still here? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I can see,
bye."
to make sure you're
Or
not.
hi.
But with the queue times that long, like,
Yes, yes, that's why it's a
uh,
meme. It's like expansion boss, pretty much.
yeah,
It's the Q
I'm
boss.
looking on the D brand site, out of curiosity, about $60. I believe that's American.
Yeah.
I think it's on sale. It's normally $70. So yeah, okay. But they did make their own from scratch, but I guess the price is still around ish the same price point. Okay, fine. Still, I think it's outrageous to pay that much for the skin. I will, if I get the console and wanted it to look different, I'll just slap some Dragon Ball stickers on it or
There
paint it
you go.
myself. I'll go buy a $10 or $5 pack of Dragon Ball stickers and get stuff like that. Whatever. That's dumb. But yeah, so what everyone thought, or what a lot of people thought, was Sony trying to get with them going to be releasing plates for their console. They did it. They will be doing it soon. I don't think they're out yet. Anyway,
Um,
coming out in first half of 2022.
That's the
Oh,
rest
that's
of
the
the
rest of the
colors.
colors. Yes. Sorry. I was just looking for a date and seen that. Yeah. I mean, colors look nice if you want to spend the
It's
money to customize it.
it's coming. The red and the black are coming out next month,
Yeah,
so
but
January.
I want the other colors if I had this. The other colors look nice. I mean, the red looks nice. The black is.
You don't even have a PS5, Chris.
I don't think I'm ever going to get one. Fuck that. Every game, at least so far, that's been announced for PlayStation are coming to other things. So I'd rather just get for those. And F Sony? like, I,
Yeah.
well, I
So
mean, we've talked about Sony and how crap they've been recently over the last how many years. So
bad guy
F them.
Sony.
I mean,
Bad guy Sony.
for a lot of it, for me, is their over sensorization of things that aren't getting as censored on the Switch. I'm like, the fucking Switch is, you know, uh,
The Switch is more of a family friendly console than the PlayStation ever was.
yeah, but I mean, the people who are doing the what do you call it for Sony? The ratings, I guess we'll say for Sony, is now being done through Sony America, not Sony Japan. So Sony America is a lot more strict on that, apparently. Anyway, what?
I would have suspected it was the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, they removed j- jiggle physics
Trisha's
from like the Senra Kagura games, I think it was, and the Switch didn't.
and remember Trish's butt light from Devil May Cry?
I
The
forgot
censored
about
light.
that. Yes.
Yes. So only on the PlayStation version, on no other
Could
version.
you get
There's a scene where Dante's carrying like a naked Trish. You don't see anything, but like
this?
there's one angle maybe you see some ass cheek, and only on the PlayStation they literally made like a light like
Yeah,
coming out of her
it
butt.
was the anime god lights to block out
Yes.
unwanted scenes. I forgot about the god lights in DMC.
Yep. Only on PlayStation. They should put that
Yeah,
on the cover. Butt lights only on PlayStation.
yeah,
PlayStation. Or you know that ad with like that guy going PlayStation.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
we go into a quick one here for like a game update that I didn't know about. We'll bring it up quickly. Apparently, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is getting more characters. Season Pass 4. I didn't think they were going to be bringing up more characters for the game, but I said that about Dragon Ball. What do you call it? Crap. That Dragon Ball game. Not Fighters. What about Trunks fucking up
Xenoverse.
Xenoverse 2 when they released more characters for that too? But yeah, Battle for Grid showed off like Rita Repulsa is actually becoming a playable character. Uh, Ponderosa, or Point Sandra, sorry. Well, he said that the wrong way. And I don't remember who this last character is. I can't find the name of him. It's like, but yeah, a bunch of new characters, which is actually pretty cool. And they are actually getting the voice of the
Jason
voice.
David Frank. Lord Zed.
I was gonna say Rita Repulsa, Barbara Goodson. I was just
Oh,
trying.
no wonder.
I was trying to find where, because I seen her name on here. I was like, where is it? It was like right at the very
Yeah.
top. Yeah, they're
So
getting Rita Repulsa's English voice actress to come back and do her voice.
no wonder, because I was telling Chris before the podcast started that I was watching Maximilian's stream last night for a little bit, and he was playing in the lab with the new Power Rangers like Rita Repulsa. I'm like, man, they made her voice sound like the original English voice actress from like season one. It's the same fucking person. No wonder it sounds so fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, the last guy was Adam Park from season 4 Power Rangers.
Season four.
Sorry, no, season 4. I got that confused. Adam Park. He was. Crap, which Ranger was he? I don't remember which Ranger he was. In the outfit here, they show him in the kind of ninja outfit, which reminds me of when they were transitioning from Power Rangers and they got the new outfits in the movie but I'm probably wrong on that.
Yeah, that was the fuck, I forget now actually. That was still like Mighty Morphin. I
Yes,
remember that.
I believe in,
Season
but
3, I think.
I don't remember exactly which season this was. So forgive me. My knowledge on the American Power Rangers is very lacking compared to the Japanese stuff. Since I'm watching that recently, like so. But yeah, they got him. But yeah, the voice actress for Rita, it is actually her.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. I think it's weird them putting in Bandora slash Rita in as a fightable character because she doesn't really fight in the series.
Have you seen her fight in the game? She uses mostly her like magic and her wand,
Yeah,
like
that
purple
makes
energies and stuff.
sense.
Yeah,
It does make sense for them to do that, like because she is like supposed to be a sorceress of some sort. So, but
I
yeah,
want her
I'll
like
have to watch.
level.
I'll have to look at like Max's stream or something.
I want her level 3 to be like make my monster grow, and then she like makes herself big or something. I don't know.
Makes herself
That would
like
be awesome.
oh like yeah. I
She
I
never
I'll
can make herself grow.
no, I don't know if she can. She never did in the series
Well,
either.
Lord Zed and
Does she come in? Is her intro her coming in on her little bike? Her
I
little
never saw
tries.
the intro.
Oh, I'll have to take a look because in the show, multiple times, at least in the Japanese version, she'd be flying around in the sky like taunting the Rangers as she's riding around on her little bike with Gryffindor or whatever his name is in Japanese, Goldar, laughing and
His name's
taunt.
Gryffindor in the Japanese version.
Griffin something. I don't remember exactly what it was.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I don't think it was quite that, but it
Gryffindor.
was something. It was something like that. It was like something like a pun or something on Griffin or something. I
Okay.
I honestly can't remember exactly what it was, so
Did
I'm
did he
probably
lose
wrong.
his did he lose his wings in the Japanese version, or did he always have them?
Um, I don't think he had them originally, and I think he got them. Bandora gave him his wings again because he had come back to serve under her again. But I don't remember again if he loses them. I don't think he does. So I think at the end of the series he is sealed away with with Pandora,
Oh, they
along
don't
with
actually kill them?
Scorpina. But
That's strange.
I believe he still had his wings at the end, but I can't remember for sure.
Usually they kill all
Like like
the
like either he was given his wings back from Pandora for doing so good, and maybe he loses them, or she takes them away from him as punishment for something. But I don't remember which way it went.
hmm.
I can't remember, but I want to say he was at least given his wings again by her. But yeah, it's really awesome. They're adding in more characters for a game that started off as a mobile game that people were like, "This is actually a pretty good mobile game," and then them adding in controller support and consoles, and people going, "Now it's a real fighter because it's on consoles with the fight and you can play with the fight stick." I'm
Yep.
actually impressed with how much love the series has continued to get over the
So when are
years.
you buying it?
I don't know. I might actually have to. I don't, I don't play fighters that often, but I would actually like to at least maybe play and dive in and just have some
I
fun with the characters.
I'm surprised you don't play fighters more often, considering that's like all that Dragon Ball games are.
Yeah, but I don't do I don't do competitive games.
Well, it doesn't have to be. You can go against CPU isn't really competitive though.
Yeah, but also my hand-eye coordination or my, response times when it comes to fighting games is really bad. Like, I know Dragon Ball and stuff like that, and maybe this game are a lot slower pace-ish when it comes to your combos, or a lot easier. But I tried playing like KOF and I can't do combos in that. I am awful with combos in like KOF. I can't do them. And
So I just checked as you were talking now,
mm,
and yeah, the game is still on Game Pass, so you could play it right now,
if I
Chris.
had Game Pass.
I thought you had Game Pass PC.
No, I had it for like a trial, but
Okay,
I believe I did not re up my Game Pass things. I didn't even use it during the trial, and I was like, oh man, River City Girls is on here, and I downloaded it too, and I never played
for
it.
shame, for shame.
So, but yeah, I if I got Game Pass, or maybe I'll just spend the money when it goes on sale, because there is there is a bit of story in it in Battlefield Grid, is there not?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Because I'll play it for story for sure, but I'm not much into fighters. If I buy it, it'll be either for the story or to throw money at the devs, say thanks for making this game, right?
Mm.
So I think they deserve it with how much they put in. It's weird. Pandora looks way younger than she ever did in the series.
Well, it
her
makes
her
sense,
video
right?
game version.
It makes sense.
You saying you wouldn't want to see old Pandora? Her them trying to recreate that version of
Well,
her.
the fact that she's moving so fluidly in a fighting game, it makes sense, right?
Fine, you win.
You would have a hard time. It kind of be like a suspense of disbelief to see like
Yeah, I
an
mean,
old
I
person like you know.
moving just as fast as the ranger. Yeah, I understand. I get you. All right, we get probably a couple more or we could do one more. I'll do one more, and we could probably end here.
Okay.
Just a quick. So we were talking about quite a while ago for the retro gaming scene and the slabbing of your video games. Uh, what was going on with like WADA and what seemed to be shady business practices over the last couple of years, and them exploding the retro video gaming um, sealed graded market. I guess
Hmm.
is the best way to put that. Sorry. Um, but yes, and how apparently they were not like they never released population numbers for their games. Well, after they Super Mario like $1.5 million sale, they sold WADA to Heritage Auctions, I believe. So now the auction site owns the grading company. And I believe the guys who were responsible kind of like with the whole WADA thing originally aren't a part of the company. They sold and left. So Heritage Auctions, apparently someone there originally was saying you guys should be releasing population numbers because that's what the market was saying that they should be doing. And now that WADA is owned by them, they're now releasing some population numbers. They started with the NES populations. So this is probably a few months out of date because apparently they're like months and months behind in grading. If that, I guess that's not too shocking considering how big the market has exploded. But they release some population numbers. Some of these are interesting to see when you look through these numbers and see like, there's 10 9.6s of this one game, of this specific version of this one game. Like, are these the same person? Did someone just have a did someone find a box of these and then just send them all in to get graded? Which does happen because I'm sure you've heard stories of someone going, "Hey, I was wandering around in this warehouse and found a box of Super Nintendo. What was it? I think it was Mario Kart or no, Star Fox games. Happened like years ago. The guy's like, yeah, I've just found a box of them. They're just abandoned in this warehouse, like just hiding in the top shelf somewhere. But yeah, uh, they're finally starting to put out population numbers, which is a good thing. I really, really can't wait for them to put out the N64 population numbers. So I want to see how many of the 9.6 Super Mario 64s have been graded to see if the game, like, really, to see how much is out there because there's no reason that game should have ballooned to that number. Like, these population numbers should have been out from the get go. Sorry, I'll let you go. I gotta take a drink.
Okay. Well, yeah, I remember you saying, and I've heard since we've talked about it ourselves that yeah, this is basically them like the Mario 64 cartridge selling for $1 million or whatever it was. That was basically a huge scam. And yeah, now that the numbers are out, that's gonna kind of expose and shed some light on what exactly the value is. Like the closer
Mm,
value.
yeah, it's sorry. My I get really bad dry throat there. Yeah, population numbers should have been out immediately or very quickly when they started to get up there. there's no reason for them not to have been releasing them unless they want to hide how much other stuff was out there. Numbers only help this market know what's out there and to police, I guess is a good way to say, their how expensive or how much people should be buying and selling these items for in the first place.
Mhm.
Now, I did notice on this that they are actually also grading them by different versions of games. So if you were to, search for like the Super Mario one, they have like 4 or 5 different versions of Mario, like based on, what variant or what cover, if it has like a certain sticker on them, things like that, which is what they should be doing. And I'm glad they're doing that. I don't know if they have all different variants on here, or maybe they have certain ones missing because of no one's graded it, but it is very, very nice that they're finally doing this. I want them to do this more for the rest of the consoles because I assume that Super Nintendo will be soon, and N64 will be a bit after that, but it's not coming fast enough if they're continuing the auctions. But yeah, like apparently, like Super Mario 3, there's like 29 9.6 Super Mario 3 out there right now. And these are only WATA games. This isn't like CGC graded games. And there's like another grading company that does games. These are just the WATA. And there's a bunch. Whatever. These should have been out alongside them selling the games originally.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, it's.
well,
Sorry. Sorry, go on.
that's okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the information's out there and it's slowly getting out there. So look it up. Be aware of actually what's out there before you start buying and selling because some of these games are just insane with the balloon that has bubbled around them or expanded around them. I guess is a better way to put that. I just wanted to
Well,
kind of bring that up.
yeah, nothing's for me to really add to that myself. So
Yeah, you don't really pay much attention to this, and I don't really, but I do because I am interested in seeing where the market goes. I'm not really someone who's going to, I think we've both said it, we're not looking into buying or slabbing our own games. So, but I do find it interesting to see where the retro gaming market is going in terms of like collecting, collectability and stuff like that.
hmm.
It's insane to see. It's kind of like, keeping a vague eye on like, the card collecting scene and seeing, how much Pokemon cards have gone for over the last 2 or 3 years and seeing that insane market, $54,000 for a fucking Charizard card. Like, you know, it's so fucking dumb.
Someone's salty.
Not salty. I mean, if I had the card, I'd definitely be selling it, but it's just insane, right? It is interesting to see this. Like, when the super, like, you can't tell me that you wouldn't be interested to see um, what is sealed Earthbound will go for. And think when you look at yours going, mine could be about this grade, right? And kind of see what it would go for, right? It's
I
interesting to think of.
I
No?
know mine would go for shit because mine is just wear and tear.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like looking at it and
Yeah, yeah.
going, yeah, okay, yeah, it's an interesting prospect to look at and go, well, but again, anyway, I think we're pretty much done here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to bring that up, but you can see this. I you can see the population numbers on the whatagames.com website. I don't know exactly where, but there should just be a populations kind of page on there. I have not uh, seen exactly where it is. I found the populations link directly on a different website. So, but it should just be on there. Shouldn't be too hard to find. It better not be hard to find. Like, how garbage would that be if they were trying to hide it? After them saying, here's the population numbers. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm rambling. We should get out of here.
I'm rambling. I'm Shawn.
Hi. And you can find Rambling on Twitch at Prince_Kaboom. And I am on Twitter on under CSCHABANG. It's C Shebang. I've been posting a lot of random stuff. I just got some new toys in. If you hadn't seen my Twitter, I posted a
I did not.
new Guts figure of
Ooh.
him having a showdown against Vegeta because
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
I don't have a Zod figure, so I was like, could we get a Zod figure, please? I'll spend $300 on one. But yeah, I post figures of my toys and I like to retweet and like a lot of Sailor Moon art. Since my Twitter has been taken over by Sailor Moon artists.
That's that's on you.
It is on me because I follow a lot of them as well. But I like Sailor Moon art. It looks pretty. And I post like some gameplay, some game stuff and that on my YouTube, which is MrPrinceKaboom. I usually do try to do like one a week if I can get around to editing. I think we just finished season 1 of Super Sentai, of the Chroma Squad, uh, Toko Sentai. Sorry,
Nice.
which would be my
Those guys behind you.
yes, the Ginyu Forest Chroma Squad playthrough. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I'll probably be starting season 2 right away as soon as I get the episodes edited. I'll probably just do my uncut dump of season 2 this week since I haven't got around to editing. Been just so tired and busy with other crap.
Yes, I
But
feel you.
but yeah, if you want to check out Shawn, where can they find you?
Zorb_Zex on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. It's all the same. Some of us like to have the same name on everything, Chris.
Yeah,
So it's confusing.
and some of us can't because it gets taken by other people.
That
So
sounds like a you problem. You aren't quick enough. Gotta go fast, right?
you'd think that no one would take this name, would take the name Prince Kaboom, but apparently people do. And the Twitter thing is because that's my personal name. So that's I'm not gonna make one just for Prince Kaboom. Screw that. I want everything under
But
the one.
yeah, I've unfortunately this is something I forgot to say at the start of the stream, but like yeah, on my Twitch I've slowed down streaming and viewership isn't as great as since before I started this new job, but that's to be expected because I'm switching my time slots and I'm switching my days and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense, but I do stream in the evenings now. We do this on Wednesdays, and then on Tuesdays I do something with someone as well, and then on the weekends I like to stream just on my own channel for myself. I haven't come up with a new schedule yet. I'm just I'm not rushing into it, uh, but I know I'm kind of struggling with viewership because of it. But that's fine because as I said, I've been switching up my schedule a lot, but I don't have much of a choice. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But you could find a lot of this information in the descriptions of the podcast and YouTube videos. So, and we do have like a Discord if you want to kind of follow the podcast a little bit more or talk discussions and that. I think it's pretty empty right now, but meh, whatever. It is what it is. you know,
yep, yep. We made it, so feel free to pop in and say hi, and we'll respond.
we will when
But
we can. But I guess with that, if you have nothing else left to say,
um, no, I don't think so.
all right.
Uh, I guess we're gonna watch JoJo after this last few episodes of the current batch on Netflix. I'm looking forward to that, Chris.
Yeah, last 4 episodes of season 1 of Stone Ocean. It'll be good. I hope. We'll see what happens.
And we'll have a review, I guess, next week.
Yeah, well, we could try and talk a bit about it. Maybe try and do not so spoilery if we can, but we'll see what happens. But
Mhm.
I'll talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you, Shawn, right away here as we end.
Yes.
But goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Have a good week.